Today we are going to see about the kingdom fungi. The fungi we see, with the exception of the yeast, the fungi are most filamentous. The fungi body is filamentous. Their body consists of the long, slender, thread-like structures called hyphae. The network of hyphae is known as mycelium. So here you are seeing the network of the hyphae, and this is called mycelium. Some of the hyphae are some of the hyphae are continuous tubes which are filled with the multinucleated cytoplasm, and then these are called as coinocytic hyphae. While other of the hyphae may have these cross wall or the septae in their hyphae. The cell wall of this hyphae of the fungi is composed of the chitin and polysaccharide. Most of these fungi are heterotrophic, that they will absorb the organic matter from the dead substrate, and hence they are called saprophytic. They absorb the soluble organic matter from the dead substances, and they are called saprophytic. Those who are depending upon the living plants are called as parasites. Here also they can live as a symbiont in association with the algae, then we is in the lichens, and in the high plants roots called as mycorrhiza. Those who are parasitic to the plant, they produce the protusions called the hostrations. And example of the mycorrhiza is the pinus tree. The reproduction in the fungi can take place by vegetative means, by fragmentation, fission and budding. Here we are seeing the binary fission occurring in the Saccharomyces, Schizosacharomyces, and here we are seeing the budding occurring in the Saccharomyces, that is the yeast. The asexual reproduction also takes place by the spores. Here we are seeing the sporangiospores. The sporangiospores, the sporangiospores are produced on a structure called sporangiophore. There is sporangium. This is columella. In them there are sporangiospores. The sporangiospores can be of two types: zoospores when they are motile, and aplanospores when they are non-motile. Other method of asexual reproduction is with the conidia. Here this is the conidia which are produced exogenously on a structure called as conidiophore. Here you are seeing this is conidiophore, and these small are the conidia. So these were the two methods of asexual reproduction. One is the conidia, other is the sporangiospores and zoospores. The method of the sexual reproduction is by production of the oospores, ascospores and basidiospores. The various spores are produced in the distinct structures called fruiting bodies. So let's see the method of sexual reproduction in Basidiomyces. This is the fruiting body, and here they are producing the basidiospores. The example is given. There is fusion of the protoplasm. This protoplasm has fused. This can be between the two hyphae when this is called as somatogamy. Somatogamy. This fusion is called of the protoplasm is called as plasmogamy. Here this plasmogamy is occurring by the process of somatogamy where the two hyphae are fusing with each other. This is occurring in the basidiomycetes. Here sex organs are absent. Plasmogamy is brought about by the fusion of two vegetative or somatic cells of two different stains or genotype. So here we are seeing the green, here we are seeing the red. They are different in their genotype. The resultant structure is dikaryotic. This is dikaryotic hyphae is produced. By this dikaryotic hyphae will give rise to this basidium. Basidium is a fruiting body. Here these karyogamy will take place, that they were binucleated, then karyogamy takes place. The karyogamy means the fusion of the two nuclei and then followed by meiosis, giving rise to 4 basidiospores. Here you are seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 basidiospores on the structure called as basidium. They are produced exogenously on basidium. The basidia are arranged, they are the gills of the mushroom. So they are on the fruiting body called basidiocarp. This whole is basidiocarp. This is basidium. On this the basidiospores have been produced. So this was the sexual reproduction taking place in the basidiomycetes. Right? So the fusion of so there are 3 steps of the sexual reproduction: plasmogamy, the fusion of the nuclei called the karyogamy, and then the meiosis in the zygote resulting in the haploid spores. So here when the fungus reproduces sexually, the two haploid hyphae of compatible mating, they come together and they fuse. So they are fusing at this point, resulting in the diploid cells. Here we are seeing in the basidiomycetes the intervening dikaryotic stage occurs, that each is having 2 nuclei per cell. This condition is called as dikaryon, and this phase is called as dikaryophase of the fungus. Later, the parental nuclei fuse and the cells become diploid. So this is one nucleus which is diploid. Then the fungi forms the fruiting bodies in which the meiosis occurs, reduction division occurs, resulting into haploid spores. So on the basis of the morphology of the mycelium, mode of the spore formation and fruiting bodies, there are 4 classes of the kingdom fungi. The first is Phycomycetes. The members of Phycomycetes are aquatic habitat. This is further divided in 2 parts. One is Oomycetes and second is Zygomycetes. So they are mostly growing on the decaying wood in the moist and damp places, or also the obligate parasite on the plants. Here we are seeing the example. The example is the late blight of potato caused by Phytophthora infestans. which was responsible for the famine of the island. Here the leaves on the leaves when they are grown up means in the late stage the fungus grows and causes the rotting of the potato. Other example is the damping of disease caused by pythium and albugo, albugo candida causing the mustard, white rust on the cruciferae that are mustard, cabbage. This the leaves are having the whitish patches caused by albugo candida. Then this oomycetes may cause some of the oomycetes are causing the infection in the fish, that is salmon fish. And example of the zygomycetes include the Pylobilus, Rhizopus and Mucor. Here we are seeing the Rhizopus growing on the bread mold and Mucor growing on the old fruits. In Rhizopus and Mucor, which are the zygomycetes, the gametes formation takes place. The gametes formation takes place and the zygospore is formed by fusion of the two gametes. These gametes are isogamous or they can be anisogamous or oogamous. They can be isogamous in case of the zygomycetes. The zygospore is formed by the fusion of the gametes. I want to show you the one of the here. Here the structure has been made from the which are the gametangia in which there are gametes and they are going there is fusion of the gametes by the gametangial contact. In gametangial contact there is loss of the intermediate cell wall leading to the formation of the dikaryotic stage, then karyogamy, then meiosis, then leading to various spores. So this sexual reproduction in which the zygospores are produced, which are formed by fusion of the gametes. The gametes which can be isogamous condition present in zygomycetes, but anisogamous and oogamous condition present in the oomycetes. The asexual reproduction is taking place with the formation of the sporangiopores. In Rhizopus and Mucor, the asexual reproduction is taking place with the sporangiospores. These are zoospores in case of the oomycetes, or they can be aplanospores as in the zygomycetes. If you see the mycelium is coinocytic and aseptic. Here I want to show to the mycelium. The mycelium you are seeing is coinocytic and aseptic type of the mycelium present in the phycomycetes. Coming to ascomycetes, the ascomycetes, the commonly known as sac fungi. Here ascomycetes are mostly multicellular. Example include the penicillium, but it can be unicellular as we saw before in the yeast. So yeast is an ascomycetes. They are saprophytic, decomposers, parasitic or coprophilous, that they're growing on the dung. The coprophilous fungi is ascomycetes. The mycelium here is branched and septate. We saw the asexual reproduction occurs with the conidia are produced exogenously on the special mycelium called the conidiophore. The conidia on the germination will produce a new mycelium which will be septate. The sexospores are called the ascospores, and ascospores are produced endogenously in the sac-like structures called the asci, which are arranged in different types of fruiting bodies called ascocarps. First you see the examples of these ascomycetes. The examples of ascomycetes are penicillium, the aspergillus, which is causes aspergillosis, and it's also the weed of the lab. Clavices purpura, which grows on the wheat and causes ergot poisoning. The ergot drug is obtained. The LSD is obtained, which is narcotic from the claviceps. Other is neurospora. The neurospora, example of this also include the morels and this truffles, morels and truffles. This is neurospora, which has been used extensively in the biochemical and genetics work by Beardall and Tantum. They give the theory of one gene, one enzyme theory. This was ascomycetes. I want to show you how the sexual reproduction takes place in the ascomycetes. Here we are seeing there is occurring the plasmogamy, dikaryotic stage appears, and ascogenous hyphae is produced.